So let's do it. So hey, Metalheads, I'm Lucy and on Matters the Lot. Tonight, I have the pleasure to interview Olivier from GRINDPAD in Netherlands. So welcome and thanks for the interview. And my first question is...
My pleasure.
The new highly expected GRINDPAD EP will be released at the end of September.
Yes.
With a cool party at DB's here in Utrecht. What can we expect from the EP and from the party?
Well, this is going to be absolute GRINDPAD style. So I don't think I can say everything just now because we want to keep a few surprises. Okay. But you can expect our signature GRINDPAD style that we have. So a lot of thrash metal, some hardcore vibes to it. We got some great new songs for everyone. And we also got cover songs that we are sort of like doing a tribute to a local band and also one of our favorite bands that you'll probably know. But I have to keep that one a little bit of a secret right now. But there's also going to be some new stuff. And some of it will be actually a sequel to one of our most loved songs. So we do think people are definitely going to dig it.
Okay. And when will it be? Can you speak more about the party?
Yes. So on the September 30th, we'll have our release party here. And we have some friends coming over. The guys from Remain Untamed are going to open for us. And it's very good friends of ours. We partied with them a couple of times. And it's they will tear the place up for sure. And then we have some of our really good friends from the Czech Republic, from Fatal Punishment. It's an up-and-coming band from Litomerice in Czech Republic. These guys are absolutely freaking awesome. So yeah, people who are going to be there, they're in for a treat. And then obviously we're gonna play the new stuff for our friends here. So yeah, tickets are on sale, and there's quite a lot of interest. So if you're interested in coming over, I would get your tickets ASAP.
Yeah, for sure. And on the description of this video, you can find the link for to buy the tickets. That's and for awesome. The event. Okay.
Cool.
Right. So you have been releasing EPs since the beginning of your career in 2008. And the first full-length album called Violence was released in 2020. So I have two questions about this. First, why do you keep with the EP format? And the second is the full album was released during the COVID pandemic. So did it affect the attention for the album?
Yes. So to answer your first question first, I don't think it's a deliberate choice that we've done a lot of EPs. And the first two EPs were actually done before I joined GRINDPAD. And so I cannot really comment on why that was chosen. But when I joined GRINDPAD, we had a difficult time finding a good drummer. So then at some point, I got back in touch with my old bandmate from Judgment Day, Paul. And we were actually planning to do a EP release, just a few songs to let people know that we're not fucking dead, which is one of the songs on the EP. And then instead of going with a programming drums and trying to actually find a drummer using that EP, I got in touch with Paul. And he said, you know what, yeah, let's cooperate on that. So he was kind enough to do the drums on that one and do some shows. And instead of calling it Not Fucking Dead, we ended up calling it Sharkbite, because then we had the song that J.G., our band buddy, he just wrote that song when he thought it was fucking awesome. When we asked Epcot to do artwork for it, and just everything just fell into place for, a quick, we're not fucking dead, here's an EP, shove it up people's asses, basically. And so yeah, that happened, and it was not a deliberate choice to go for an EP. We just wanted to put something out there to kick some asses. And then obviously we already had some stuff laying around for more songs, and then we quickly started writing again for the album Violence, which came together quite nicely. And then obviously the pandemic hit right before we released it. So we're not able to do a full-blown release party, which was really a shame, because we were looking forward to that and get some crazy stuff in our heads to do. Then we couldn't do all of that. And we actually, I think everyone thought it was just going to last like a month or so or whatever at first. So we thought maybe we'd do some shows, but cancel everything. And then yeah, that really sucked, because you have your new album, first full length that we did, so we really wanted to go out there and promote it, and then everyone stuck inside. So yeah, I think we made the best we could do around that. So we did a lot of online promotion, and it did pretty well actually in the end. So yeah, at least there was that.
Yeah, nice. So, and how was the feedback to the Violence album? And which are your personal opinion about it? And do you have some highlights to share with us?
Yes. So when we put out the album, of course, it's always going to be a scary moment because you worked on it for a very long time. We were very precise with the production, everything. Everything needed to sound just right, and we had the artwork again by Ed Repka, which we thought was amazing. And then obviously when you release it, you're now getting the reaction of the public in general. And then back then, GRINDPAD was not really that well known, but I think the reactions were overwhelmingly positive. We just loved it. The reviews came in and people loved it online. I think it made a really big splash for us in the new wave of old school thrash metal, as it's sometimes called. That
Hmm.
really made a splash in that. So a lot of people contacted us, started buying our stuff online, and it was really amazing. We didn't really expect it to blow up like it did. It was absolutely freaking awesome.
Okay.
Obviously, we some of my personal highlights would be Song Revuelta, which is partly in Spanish because one of our guitar players is from Chile and he wrote the Spanish part. We all want to do something like that. So it's really cool. We got our friend Sean from Disquiet to do the vocal parts for that. So it was a collaboration. And also, whenever we get the chance, we try to do that song live with Sean as well. And that really is just a kicker. And started out as meant to be a really short song, just like a very quick, well, kick in the ass. And then it turned out actually to be one of the longer songs in the album once we finished up everything. It's got some great solos in it. So yeah, I think it's one of my favorites. On the other side, you have a song like Mature Love, which shows GRINDPAD from a little bit of a different side because it's a little bit slower, got a groove to it, and we always, yeah, it's almost like danceable and stuff. So I do think a lot of people like that song because it's a little bit different as well.
Okay. Good. So I know that some gigs are scheduled after the release party of the EP. So could you share or give us more information?
Yes, well, before we actually have the release party, we're going to do some pretty cool stuff.
Ah, okay.
So we're going to Czech Republic again, one of my
Ah,
favorite places to be. And back in Litomarice, where the guys from Fatal Punishment are from, they have this festival called Death Coffee Party, which is amazing. And we actually went there, or I actually went there during the first year of COVID because in Czech Republic they were still allowed to do that kind of stuff, and we had just the best time. And I was sort of like, I really thought like, yeah, I want to play this place at some point. And we actually got in touch with the guys from Anime Torment, which is also a band from Czech Republic, and they're one of the organizers as well from the festival. And they asked us to come over, and yeah, so really looking forward to that one. So it's going to be amazing. And
yeah.
for the first time, we're going to France, play a couple of
Ah,
shows in France as
mhm.
well. Going to a Barbug festival, which is going to be, I think it's going to be amazing. So yeah, it's a couple of really nice things to look forward to.
Nice. So, you had a lineup change in 2022. So Paul Beltman left the drums, and he was replaced by Max Hendricks. So, how was the reaction of you about it, and how has been the adaptation from Max to the band?
Yes, well, of course, when you've been playing together for a long time. So yeah, we were kind of sad to see Paul go because he's a brilliant drummer. Also, like for the band, we are like teammates. It feels like you're playing for a team, right? And so it always, when somebody leaves the band, is always this weird moment. And especially since before Paul joined GRINDPAD, we had a really tough time finding a drummer who's
A good drummer.
capable of playing our stuff. And then actually, we were surprised to find Max willing to join the band that quickly. And to be fair, he's done an amazing job. He's been with us also abroad, played some gigs, and we've done a lot of shows with him. Been to Czech Republic, and we've had a good time. He's a great guy, and he's been playing his drums. He's beating the shit out of them in a very good way. So we're very happy to have him.
Nice. Okay, and why do you keep a shark as a mascot of the band? Does it bring you some popularity or?
I believe it does. This is actually one of those funny things that we didn't really plan for, because when we released the EP Shark Bite, we just thought of it as a one-time thing. You know, we had the song Shark Bite, which we felt was one of the best songs we've ever done up until that point. We got the artwork from Ed Repka, which was amazing, and then we thought, you know what, during the release party that we did for that, also here in Daybase where we're filming this interview, and we thought, you know what if we just get a couple of blow-up sharks and throw them in the audience during that song? And it was just one of those, we thought it was going to be a one-off. And then that really turned the place upside down, and people were trying to write them and stage dive them into the crowd and crowd surf on top of sharks and stuff like that. It was really, shit went really mental then. And we just looked at each other after the show, like, we're going to make this a thing. Like, this is turning out way better than we anticipated. So we started to bring the sharks to next gigs as well. And then after we did, when we were getting ready to release the second album, I think it was Jan Gerard, our guitar player. I think it was his idea to let's go with artwork again with the shark, because if you look at the artwork for Sharkbite, it really has this summer vibe to it, bright colors and everything. So we were thinking about, if you're scrolling through shit on Spotify or going through CDs or whatever on a metal market and go like, what the hell is this? Because it stands out between all the dark drawings of this body and dismembered bodies and stuff like that. So we went for it again, and people then at some point we became the Shark Band. And then we go to this last summer, we were playing in Czech Republic at a cool festival called K-Fest. And then people in the audience, they had like shark masks on and stuff like that. So it's like, holy shit, this is really becoming a thing now. So let's just roll with it. And you will see with the new EP, we got some nice shark stuff as well. So
cool.
Yeah, something to look forward to. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So what are your main metal influences as a musician or singer?
Well, for me personally, I've been listening to a very broad scala of music my entire life. So I think for metal, actually, my first real connection with metal came through black metal, actually, with bands like Emperor, which I still adore, by the way. And then listen to a lot of death metal. Cannibal Corpse is still one of my favorites. Bands like Vomitory, Immolation, a lot of darker stuff, actually.
Okay.
And then I think it was later on that I sort of like rediscovered more this punk vibe of thrash metal. And that was like, I think nothing really beats the energy in thrash metal. So that's really something that kind of stuck with me. And then when I joined GRINDPAD, actually JG, I think he pushed me more towards also a lot of hardcore. So I kind of rediscovered bands like Madball, Agnostic Front, Hatebreed and stuff. So yeah, really that's something I listen to a lot right now as well.
Okay. Good. And which are your influences besides metal? Are there any?
I actually really enjoy old school hip hop, but the old school stuff. So I think when I hear R&B, I actually get like a rash or something, and it really I think that's terrible, and I hate that with a passion. But give me some old school hip hop, and still a lot of people. There's still really good dudes out there who still make old school hip hop, and like Vinnie Paz and stuff like that. Though that kind of stuff I really enjoy, Jedi Mind Tricks, and from old school, obviously things like Cypress Hill, Beastie Boys, I'm a really big fan of still. And in Holland, we had a group called Osdorp Posse, which the Dutchies will probably know, which is a major influence for me on my life as enjoying music. But I can also enjoy a lot of the classical music sometimes when I'm in the mood for that. And some more singer-songwriter stuff, some of them more easygoing. There's this Norwegian group, I don't know if they still play, it's 4 Norwegian ladies who play in Katsejammer, which is, whenever I'm in like a more mellowed out mood, I really enjoy that kind of stuff.
Okay. Good. And now I have a situation for you. This situation is really famous here on Matters Law. So imagine that you were a bad guy.
A bad guy?
Yeah, very bad one. You got in trouble and had life imprisonment for as a sentence, and you can have nothing with you but 3 albums that one of the guardians of the prison, because he's a nice guy, gave you them as a present. So which albums would you choose and why?
Oh, that's really difficult.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go with, I'm thinking, Bloodthirst from Cannibal Corpse, because that's one of my favorite Cannibal Corpse albums, and I can listen to it over and over again without it ever getting boring. I'm thinking about maybe Slayer, but then again, I can just put it on in my head, and then I can listen to it anyway because I don't need the album. I listened to it so many times. But I think probably Malina from Leprous. I don't know if you know Leprous from Norway, but Malina is one of my favorite albums. Yeah. So yeah, that one, especially because it's very long. So then you have a good investment, and it's got a lot of different stuff on it. So that's very. And I think the final one, yeah, just fuck it, just go with Rain and Blood from Slayer. Why not?
Perfect. Very good. All right, and to finish our interview, would you like to leave a message to your fans who are watching us?
Yeah, I would just like to thank everyone who've been supporting us through the years, because it's been amazing. We've been growing online enormously, even though we can't travel to a lot of places. We've seen a lot of people listening to us online, especially from the US, which I definitely hope we're going to get to at some point. But the support's been amazing. People buying our merch, listening to our music, which is the most important thing. And obviously, if you are in the position to come over to our release party, get your tickets. Come over here to 30th September on to Daybase, because it's going to be one hell of a party that you don't want to miss.
Great. All right, so thanks once more,
Well,
Olivier.
thank you
Thanks,
for having
Paul.
me, and thank everyone.
And thanks, Paul, for recording this interview. So thank you so much. And yeah, see you. So stay heavy.